Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it, man. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about ASAP Rocky. Now, ASAP Rocky caught a case a couple months back, right? And nobody knew where it was going to go. You know, he posted bond or whatnot. Rihanna was there for him. They've since gone on with their lives, had a child. Man, things look great. Well, today, things might have changed for ASAP Rocky and put a bleak outlook on his future because ASAP Rocky got officially charged for the shooting of a gun in Los Angeles and allegedly trying to shoot one of his ex-homeboys, man. Now, a dude named ASAP Relli has been catching a whole bunch of attention on social media because the ASAP mob has pretty much ousted him after he's allegedly the person that was supposed to be the victim in this shooting and was the person who allegedly snitched on ASAP Rocky, man. So they was trying to get him all up out of the crew. You had ASAP Bari and others go to social media to distance themselves from him and essentially diss him. But it looks like, man, the long arm of the law ain't playing with ASAP Rocky. And today he got charged. Now, before we get to the specifics and play these news clips, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about this ASAP Rocky situation, man. And first, I want to talk about what went down. So ASAP Rocky allegedly shot at a dude, right? And the dude was allegedly a part of his crew, right? Now, the news story kicked off several months back, and the shooting actually took place in November of last year, or allegedly took place in November of last year, because everybody's innocent until proven guilty, and we gonna give ASAP Rocky that same respect, right? But man, what I want to do is play a clip from the local news in Los Angeles when the raid on his crib took place, and this should be a quick refresher of what went down, man. So let's check out this news clip.
ASAP Rocky was taken into custody by LA police in connection with a shooting in Hollywood late last year. Police arrested the performer after he returned to LAX on a trip to Barbados with his famous girlfriend, music superstar Rihanna. Eyewitness News reporter Leo Starworth is live in West Hollywood with more on today's arrest. Leo?
Hey, my friend, we're just outside of the rapper's home this morning. This area where I am right now was crawling with paparazzi. The rapper's security detail out here keeping everyone at bay. Here's more on the story. The LAPD serving a search warrant this morning at the West Hollywood home of 33-year-old music artist Rakim Mayers, his stage name ASAP Rocky. Police arresting ASAP Rocky early this morning at LAX, booking him on assault with a deadly weapons charge. The rapper is dating singer Rihanna, who is pregnant with his child. Investigators arresting ASAP Rocky in connection with a shooting in Hollywood in November of last year. Detectives saying the shooting coming on the heels of an argument involving several men. Detectives say a victim suffering minor injuries in the shooting. Following the shooting, ASAP Rocky allegedly fled the scene with two additional men. Detectives aggressively working the case, eventually closing in on the rapper as a suspect in the violence. Just days before his arrest, the rapper had been photographed in Barbados with Rihanna, the high-profile celebrity couple announcing in January that they were expecting their first child together. They haven't revealed the due date. In 2019, the rapper was the focus of international attention after being detained for nearly a month in Sweden following a street brawl. He was found guilty of assault and given a conditional sentence. That meant no additional time in jail. In this latest case against the rapper, I got a note from the DA's office saying that a case has been presented to the office and is under review. The rapper's bail in this case, more than $500,000, which he posted and has been released.
Now, in that news clip, you heard that ASAP Rocky was able to post bail. I mean, his baby mom's is Rihanna. You know what I'm saying? She's a billionaire. He's doing all right himself. He's got a lot of money. So he posted his $500,000 bond and then went on with his life. Well, in a story that kicked off recently from the Rolling Stone, the headline says this. It says ASAP Rocky charged with assault over November shooting. Now, it looks like ASAP Rocky has officially been charged, you know what I mean? Before he was charged, yes, and locked up, and then he had to post bond. But it looks like there was some confusion about if he was going to be officially charged or whatnot going on into the future. Well, he got that answer when a California judge gave him his official charges, formally charging him. So let's talk about this story. So in this story, it starts off by saying this. It says ASAP Rocky has been formally charged with assault with a firearm after the Harlem-born rapper was arrested in April over allegedly shooting his friend during a disagreement in Los Angeles last November. Now, that is wild. Let's unpack that. Somebody of ASAP Rocky's star power, star caliber, Flacco, really out here modeling, really out here doing fashion, really out here killing it as far as the hip-hop game is concerned, right? Somebody at that level pulling out the blicky and shooting somebody? I mean, that's crazy to say the least, man. I didn't believe it when I first heard it. I said, he wouldn't risk all that. You know, he's dating Rihanna. Life is going good. Who in the world would just say, like, what in the world could they be arguing over that's so important that he would have to pull out the gun and shoot somebody, man? But a judge believes that's the case. So let's continue. It says Los Angeles County District Attorney George Gascon announced the charges for assault with a semi-automatic firearm with allegations of personally using a firearm on Monday ahead of rapper's arraignment on Wednesday. The 33-year-old could face up to 9 years in prison if found guilty of the offense. So it's looking like ASAP Rocky is staring at some serious time, man. Now, the story continues by saying this in quotes: discharging a gun in a public place is a serious offense that could have ended with tragic consequences, not only for the person targeted, but also for innocent bystanders visiting Hollywood. Now, that's what the guy representing the district attorney's office had to say in this situation, right? Now, also in quotes, he said, "My office conducted a thorough review of the evidence in this case and determined that addition of a special firearm allegation was warranted." Now, reps for the rapper did not immediately reply to requests for comment. So obviously, ASAP Rocky's team is staying quiet because they don't know how to play this yet, man. Remember, ASAP Rocky got hemmed up, and this was mentioned in the news story, when he went over to Sweden and actually got into a fight, allegedly, right? He was locked up in there for a while. He allegedly got into just, a street fight. And I guess, there ain't no fair fight rules in some of those countries or whatever. So he sat down for a minute and ended up, we went and got him. Like, to be real, like the U.S. government basically put some pressure down to go get ASAP Rocky. So to think that, just this November, all that behind him, dude, with a baby on the way, Rihanna's his baby mama, he would be out here shooting at cats. It just, man, it's almost hard to believe. I mean, maybe that's why I keep saying, but let's continue. Now, Rolling Stone reported last week that the victim, Terrell Efron, a.k.a. ASAP Relli, filed a civil lawsuit against Mayers over the shooting. Now, check that. Homeboy filed a civil lawsuit against ASAP Rocky. So, meaning, he's trying to get that bag, man. He's trying to get that money. Maybe he's hoping that Rihanna might shoot him some bread or something on behalf of ASAP Rocky. But I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. Now, the longtime friend and former ASAP mob member alleged that the rapper had lured him to an obscure location in Hollywood to discuss a disagreement. So he's saying that ASAP Rocky told him, "Hey, man, meet me this place right here." You know what I'm saying? "We've been having this disagreement. Let's talk about it." And then when he showed up, ASAP Rocky went to shooting at him. All right, so let's continue. Now, in quotes, it says, unbeknownst to Mr. Efron, ASAP Rocky was not just planning for a conversation and came armed with a semi-automatic handgun. Now, also in quotes, it continues by saying, after arriving at the location, a conversation ensued whereby, without provocation, warning, or any justification, ASAP Rocky produced the handgun and intentionally fired multiple shots at Mr. Efron. So they're saying that basically ASAP Rocky lured him there, letting him know that, it's just going to be a convo, or telling him it's just going to be a convo. And then he ended up pulling out the gun and started shooting at him, man. So these are some wild accusations. Now, Mayers, who's ASAP Rocky, was in close range to Efron and purposely pointed it in the direction of his one-time friend, who was struck by a bullet, projectile fragments in his left hand, the suit alleges. So basically he's saying that he got hit or grazed in his left hand, from the bullet fragments. It might have bounced off of something or whatever, but that's what he's putting in his lawsuit. Now remember, his lawsuit is a civil suit, And obviously the local government wanted to pick this up for criminal charges. Now, Efron, who works as a talent manager and producer alongside fashion and jewelry ventures, claims he suffered physical, mental, and emotional injuries and has received death threats over the situation. He is seeking at least $25,000 in damages. $25,000? Okay, I'm broke, right? But $25,000? That's all you want? Man, ASAP Rocky should have hit him up on the phone and handled this off the books. You know what I'm saying? And saved himself some trouble, to be real with you. But man, maybe it's not what he's saying it is. Maybe it didn't happen like this, and maybe ASAP Rocky is innocent. Now, the story ends by saying this. It says, news of the shooting broke in April when Mayers, a.k.a. ASAP Rocky, had been arrested shortly after landing at LAX following the trip with his girlfriend Rihanna in her native Barbados weeks before the couple were expecting their first child together. He quickly sprung himself out of jail after posting a $500,000 bond. So it seems like we're in this situation where ASAP Rocky is looking at some serious time behind this, man. And dude who was in his crew, allegedly ASAP Relli, is looking at trying to get paid, man. But what do y'all think, man? Do y'all think ASAP Rocky was just out here wilding, man? Pulling the gun? I mean, he already had the case in Sweden, which didn't look good. But this time, man, the stakes seem a lot higher because, you know, he's a father and it looks like his relationship is going well with Rihanna. Man, y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments, man. Now, with that, this has been your boy, Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.